Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Halloween. How is everyone doing? Mike Arnold here. Oh, sorry. Super Deadhead Mario here to run the live stream today. Mike's taking the afternoon off for trick-or-treaters. I even got the hands to prove it. Hands and all. You know what? You can't do that with the mouse. Does not work, I found out. Does not work. How is everyone doing? Oh boy. See? Look at this dedication. This amazing dedication. Hey, hey, Waka Waka. Trick for traders. Or treat for traders, trick for everyone else. And what a boring day this was. This was a balanced day. Oh, Rich says boring day, a day to forget. Hopefully you didn't get chopped up. Sometimes it's just best to sit on hands. Hey, Christoph, what's up, everybody? Did we end green? We was down, but this is so far sideways correction. Hey, Gary. Hey, remind me, I'm going to have to keep this live stream short. They start trick-or-treating hours early here this afternoon. So I don't want the doorbell interrupting everybody. And I'm the person who goes out with the candy. Hello, Patrick. Airliners and oil blew out? I don't think oil blew out. Mike, what? XDDD? What is... Oh. See, there we go. Hey, JJ, you guys, are you happy I dressed up? Are you happy? Oh boy. Oh no, not a screenshot. We're gonna, should I just delete this live stream after? Oh, tax on oil. Gee, please help me. Even Mario can't save us from the old Biden tricks. Snap, tic-tac-toe. Got a trick-or-treat now. Gunshots at night in Chicago. At least I'm in the northern suburbs. It's relatively safe where I am. There's nothing to be afraid of, except for maybe me. Rich likes the mustache. All right. He didn't read Airlines Earnings. What a... I mean, come on. All right, the mustache, I gotta take the mustache off. I'll leave the hat on for today. We will do the hat with the Grateful... See how I still got in a tie-dye with Mario? Actually, I don't have a red tie-dye. Do I have a red tie-dye shirt? I didn't feel like changing my shirt. So, thank you for being here. By the way, if you've stayed long enough through that intro, please do consider subscribing, ringing the bell, and hitting the like button. All right. Somebody keep me up to date with what's going on with Biden and the oil windfall taxes. Sorry, now I got... Oh, boy. I don't want to grow a mustache. Oh, I don't even like that feeling on my face. I've done the goatee thing before. All right, so let's get right to it. Chicago PMI missed to the downside. Dallas Fed manufacturing it lower than previous. That was brutal. And that's about it. Slight little pullback in the financial markets today. Tomorrow, we got the ISM number, the S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, expected to contract from previous. That's 15 minutes after the open. ISM Manufacturing PMI, right at the, I'll call it the neutral point. Because above 50 is expansion, below 50 is contraction. So 50 would be neutral, and that's lower than previous. So I'm going to be also paying attention to the ISM manufacturing prices. And then we have 1 hour after the open Dallas Fed Services Index. So we're going to see how big contraction that is potentially. Now, are we going to get much out of this? I don't know that. Because we got the Fed Wednesday. I guess if this was a really big miss, it could, people start to stuff. See, the Fed's got to go cut back on the rate hikes. They've got to slow the pace, but we'll see. We shall see, but I mean, I'll be prepared for some minor movement around that time. Stock market, you get a fair amount of red, but after this run up, this wasn't big pullback. Again, we'll take a look at the charts, but this was not big. So it was mostly just profit taking today going into month end. Sectors you can see here, again, communication services. Do not try to play in that. I covered that in the weekly sector overview. Do not try to play in this sector until you get something stronger. Excuse me, is my sound back? Let's see. Let us see. No, not happy on Halloween. Biden wants to tax the oil windfall. Does this mean that the expense of the tax increase will be passed on to the consumer? That's pretty much true with any tax. It's what those ignorant people who think you can just tax things and what? It's not going to make it to the consumer? Look. And we've already proven so far. Look at the results. Look at what even Chipotle. Their results were pretty good, although they missed on revenue, but they could pass a lot of the price increases on to consumer margins. You saw it on other like a Procter & Gamble and other things. They could pass stuff on to the consumer. And I'm just talking inflationary. And if you put another tax on things, it gets passed on to the consumer at all, if it's at all possible. Ugh. We just don't. Okay. There were 7 30-minute candles that broke out above the ES bull flag. All 7 they got sold back into the flag. That is very true. There's a lot of selling pressure, and we will cover that. Mike is Mario and Bob is Luigi. I don't even know if Bob has a costume, but I had the Mario. I don't know. Would I be a better Luigi or Mario? By the way, Halloween question. Do you give out big bars or small bars? I am a big bar household. Possibly, depending on the amount of trick-or-treaters, some even get 2 big bars. Big bar. I used to remember growing up, I literally mapped out the big bar houses because they were the first ones to hit because they were most likely to get run out of the big bars, and you don't want them to run out of the big bars. So I am, just for if nobody's wondering, really, I should put up a poll, but we'll just do it verbally. And if you're here after watching it on repeat, well, let me know in the comments, big bars or small bars. So Fed Watch, 88%. This is pretty much baked in. It's going to be really interesting to see the December back to slightly favoring the 75. That's going to be interesting. Fear and greed, still in greed. And let's just go on to the markets. Earnings, not much after the close. So there was a lot of companies reporting, but nothing that's going to shake the markets up. Tomorrow morning, SoFi not going to really move the markets, but it'll be interesting. Uber not going to move the markets. Pfizer's going to be, let's see how many more Pfizer yachts they can get for people with the booster shots. Going to stay out of controversy there. We do have BP and Marathon Oil, though, tomorrow, and that's the first things I will be looking at, and also Phillips 66. And check in on Toyota. Tomorrow after the close, do not ignore AMD. So, FOMC, PTP, I'll see what's going on. I'll see if I can do something. I don't know my full schedule yet. Thank you. Let me know what Biden says. We have a potential double top on NASDAQ daily chart. No, we don't. Why? It's not reversing enough of a move. It's not. This break would way extend below the candle bodies. So it's not reversing enough of a move. What does that mean? You can still trade the break point. Actually, the better entry would be for me below 11,061. And then it's the targeting these lows and then the 87.5. You just can't use double targets. You can still, this is a key area though. And then the breakdown point right at this key low and the key low from Friday the 21st is roughly in line with the 62.5. So that would be stop reduction. Then I need a close below there to continue the targets further down. So that's how, even though it's not a double top, it can still be traded, but there could possibly be better entry points. Biden said just nothing, but it's not fair that oil companies make profits and then just walked out without answering questions. Huh? We can't have a stock market crash. They do. I think, again, they, which would be, if you believe in the plunge protection team, would be massive buyers because a crash before the election would not be good. And you've already pulled out. I mean, you've drained the SPR. We're pulling out all the stops with everything anyways. Why not just prop the market up? Yes, it is tax in the middle and poor class. Wow, your wife got a 13% pay increase last week. Inflation isn't going anywhere. I didn't get a pay increase. So, thing with being in markets are more challenging than I remember in a long time. There's no pay increase here. Let me just, my head was getting hot. So, what JB just said, if they don't lower gas, he will tax them. Hold on. Can somebody tell me how the oil companies directly affect the price of gas? Because the oil companies they have to pump the gas out of the ground. You have a lot of stuff. You've got Biden cutting off things like pipelines, and they don't want drilling or anything else, and they want to put the gas companies out of business, essentially. Excuse me. So, sorry, trick-or-treaters have already started showing up. Sorry about the dogs in the background. But here's the deal. So then what are they supposed to do? Just take a loss? And, remember when oil was trading below zero or next to, like in the $20 range, and oil companies weren't making crap? So what? Does the government then give them money? I mean, come on. What a joke. This is an absolute... None of these people know free market enterprise at all. Morons. Let's see. All right. Where do we sit? Oh, P-Dubs, big bar, baby. Hey, high five, P-Dub. Christoph, big bars, big blessings. Kids love coming to your house, see? You gotta put it out there. You make the kids' evening. Good evening, Anissa. Hope you had a wonderful day. Reese's peanut butter. We have a bowl full. Hey, thinking on the right page. All right. One analyst on Barron said that she expects tech bottom during the first half of next year. I could remember a tech, any kind of substantial bottom, and unless we have a major tech sort of shift, we should still see a tech bottom. I could see a significant market bottom in the first half of next year, because a significant market bottom generally leads at least 3 months out of a recession. The Dogs of War. What's that in reference to? Hey, meat grinder today with the Q options. Tough day. Some days are just better sitting on the sidelines. Yes, they are. Remember, let's just go with 25%. It's actually closer to 20%, but you can go 25% of days are stronger trend days. And this was a complete balance day. What do I mean by balance day? This. Buys, look, and you were focusing on, let me take this off for a second. Here, this is a balance day. Look, if I draw a line there and a line here, sell, 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 buy, buy, buy. You get down to the choppier and you get this. This. You look at something like the tick. I mean, this, you didn't see major pushes high. You didn't see major pushes low. You saw a couple, but pretty much contained in the middle. Just back and forth. Now the VIX with some of this gamma rolling, there's a big gamma roll off tomorrow about 39.05, I think. 39, right around the 3,900 is why you also had the VIX down pretty big. But this was just a choppy day with the VIX with the gap fill. The gap fill. But there was just a complete chop day, and yeah, month end didn't get anything. Still with the VIX favoring lower VIX. At least I'm going to be watching this 2530 tomorrow, going into the FOMC. I don't live in Chicago itself. All right, I live in the northern suburbs, close to the lake. It's nice up here. Safe, you know. But I wouldn't advise anybody coming to this door wanting to do tricks. No tricks going on here. No tricks. Your dogs are going after the doorbell. Yeah, they're not going to be quiet tonight. My two least favorite days are not from the holiday perspective, but for other things with dogs are Halloween because of doorbell, and 4th of July because the fireworks, or the 3rd of July, depending on when they're launched, because of fireworks, and I have some dogs that are terrified of fireworks. So not from the holiday perspective, but from the days that are rough on the dogs, those are my two least favorite. Let's see. No tricks without the mustache. You guys like the mustache. Again, thank you everybody for being here. So the S&P, this so far, now I got too many lines because I was trying to show something. But we had the lines on from earlier today. It's either I got the breakout or breakdown. Still for tomorrow favors a breakout with the rotation zone rising. If we break down below this 38.65 area, again, same thing. Clear path, and the major support going into then Wednesday would be 38.37, which would be reconnecting with the 50 with the daily rotation zone. To the upside, it's above 39.05 at this point. Then that would be 39.23 and 39.47. Not much to say about that, but there's a support zone here and pretty key resistance, so we'll see how that reacts overnight. There is not a fantastic pattern besides the breakout or the breakdown. 4-hour cycles back to the bottom. Daily cycles definitely rolling over and headed lower. So far it is a sideways correction. Remember, two kinds of corrections, sideways or pullback. This is so far a sideways correction. NASDAQ. Going to bump this level down. A little buying pressure in below on that little snap down right there. 11,412 is support. Resistance is still 11,475. Where does it sit with the bigger picture? Just this is where we ignore the rotation zones. If we break down and finally get a rollover retest below about 11,414, my support is 11,320. A breakout above 11,477. It's a fair amount of stopping points. And tomorrow, I still have to keep this as a stopping point now going into FOMC. About 11,528, then it would be to the recent highs 11,626 area. The Dow. This, however, is what I'm going to be keeping the more significant eye on. I'm just putting on the aggressive targets because I know that side won't move. Oops. What happened there? There we go. So that would be the key thing I'm watching, especially since the Dow's been leading. The Dow's been leading a lot of this move higher. So if we get a Dow close, and it's really suited for a 4-hour rotation zone, below 32,915, 34,425, 32,328, 32,232. So why am I watching this one? This has the cleanest topping pattern. This is not a clean topping pattern yet. We could still develop one. This has not a topping pattern yet that's clean. This does. So this is the first warning sign one. Now I'm really going to be focused on that first target since it is coming in line with the bottom of the 4-hour rotation zone. The Russell also has a topping pattern. So that's my second one I'm going to be watching. Now these are valid because if you use, and this is the conservative side, if you use this, it's reversing this move. Is this a topping pattern that says new market lows? No. It's not a topping pattern that says new market lows. It would be a reconnection with the daily rotation zone only. And still technically within sideways correction territory. 1822, 1816, 1809. And that would take us near Friday's overnight lows only. Just let's see. Oh boy. Remember strategy, Freeman. If you're going to ask a question, put a question mark in front. Let me just see. What's interesting is from the agricultural subset of the commodity index, tip to neutral / aggressive sells. If you did not watch the weekly sector overview, which I don't know why you didn't, DAX just a inside day pullback to the prior target area. Still nothing new there. By the way, also new market edge podcast with Jim Iorio up on the channel. Notes, pulling back on the shorter term, trying to break down but could not sustain a breakdown. On the shorter term pullback harmonics, right to the 50. Right to the 50. So in order for me to get micro bearish is now below today's low in the 50, then it has to be, in order to carry it for longer, has to be on a close below 110 even, and that's the 62.5. Other than that, still the key resistance is about 111.03 to 111.06 going in tomorrow. Dollar index, pretty substantial power move back up. Continued rally tomorrow is 111.70 to 111.93. Support now coming back at roughly about 110.58. Not just because it's a harmonic, because we have the key close there back from the 25th. and that's right by this key low from the 6th. So that's support. So as long as that support's holding, it's short term, very short term, still in bullish mode. I already talked about the VIX. Crude, nothing to invalidate the little double bottom, just a pullback, 50% harmonic, and then a little bounce back. So that's where we sit. Nothing else to do. Nothing to do from the bearish side yet. From the bullish side, it's just letting this double play out. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, got to touch on the not going to be. Bank of Japan's not going to be happy. Above the 50% harmonic from the down move, intervention down move and the retest. Now back above the 50% on a continued rally. Nothing's changed from this morning, 149.40 area. Key support is now back at low support is about 147.80 with everything hooking up and this little support ledge from before just in front of the 37.5 harmonic. So if it does pull back, that's what I'm watching for there. Euro continued its pullback. If we break below today, this 98.80 area, my target is this 98.20. Straight to that 50% of the run-up. Pound. Watching, it broke down below Friday's low, but still sitting right here. Could not get it right at this key breakout level. I was hoping for a little more decisive if it was going to break there. So nothing yet doing on the short side from my perspective just yet. Still holding it with the cycles turning over. Bitcoin still holding up. Double tops, potential double top, not confirmed or triggered yet, is still in play. Otherwise, that, if now it rotates back up, it would be in triple top territory and favor the breakout above 28.35. Tesla, nothing going on today at all. So nothing's really changed. Testing that key support, the 222 area. No close to trigger the double. Still caught between the rotation zone on the daily. Spiders and Qs, again, nothing. Just that narrow range. The levels, just 387.95 I had up for this morning, just a little high. Eking out 388.40. I'm just going to bump this up to today's high and still keep this low in the same place, about 384.95. Nothing's changed there. And on the Qs, again, we can now use roughly, I'm still going to watch more so this gap open price close to today's high. So 279.40 and the breakdown level, I'm going to drop just it's pretty close. I'm dropping that a hair to 276. Going in, we'll have to see how that goes in overnight. Now, what do we want to look? Let's look at XW. Oh, hold on. We'll look at that in a second. I saw earlier. Where was it? I know I saw it. Who was asking about AB asking about N phase? N phase, nothing has really changed. It's not a stock I watch every day at this point. You still have sideways correction with the rotation zone catching up. So this still favors a potential breakout to the upside. What would nullify that? We don't have a potential double top yet, but that's what I'd be watching for. If this ekes up a little more and then closes below this key low of 296.78, Then you'd have a potential double top trigger. Then I'd watch for, at that point, for the bigger pullback. So if you're targeting stuff the upside, it's got a lot to chew through, even on a breakout above these little highs from Thursday the 27th. It's got a lot to chew through up here. Now, let me scroll back down. Scrolly. What was that double? Where was it? Now I can't find it. Oh, I'm seeing stuff on fake numbers. I'm seeing stuff on, where was it? Who wanted, punch it back in. What's, oh, there it is, XW. Sorry, I forgot to put, in the most recent month. We had this for wheat. Wheat is the most, yeah, that play already done. Whether you use conservative or aggressive, we're right to pretty much to the tick. Your key area for a continued bullish play at this point would be 901 area. And then I would be targeting 933. That's the key. That is the key stuff. You should have spotted that double. And look at the 62.5 pulling back there, never getting the close below, and bouncing up with that double. Your target area, even based off this pullback, if you didn't change your harmonics, would still be roughly 924 to 949 on a slightly higher close that I already outlined. Beyond that, you don't have the clear path starting unless you can get a close roughly, or I go for about 945. Why 945? It gets above, let's see what this high is. I'd actually use 949, not 945. Why? That takes it across here into a clear path move. That is your next major bullish play, besides minor on a slight higher close, to target this 200 area, the continuation play above that 949 into this clear path, and the breakdown play and your harmonics. Let's just do the full analysis. Harmonics, so stop raise roughly 975, then 10. Sort of funny. And the overall retracement harmonics, so anywhere between 1013 and about 1081 would be the rollover zone, and the target right in the middle from the breakdown zone would be 1041. So that's how I'd structure upside plays for continually bullish of wheat, but you have major resistance right in this area. Not just from recently, back at the end of September and the 11th of October, 10th and 11th of October, but also back from Friday, June 24th, June 27th, June 28th, June 29th, and reconfirmed on an area Monday, July 11th. So you have a lot of resistance up here to chew through. So do keep that in mind from the bullish side. The only thing that tips this again short-term bearish is the close below 820. I don't know when they'll send another currency thing soon, but they spent a lot of bullets on the last one. They've got to pace themselves. So it's going to have to retest that full high area, P-dubs. Thank you, Christo. Bank of England reminder on interest rate on it's expected at 75 unless they go slow the pace to 50. Also remember you had which I forgot to mention this morning, but the Eurozone inflation number came in at 10.7% in October. That is brutally high. So this is where, I mean, if these central banks start easing up early, inflation's not going anywhere. And the damage from inflation, I think, is going to be way more substantial than damage from rate hikes. So we shall see. What do you mean owner's equivalent rent is BS? Shouldn't that be the way it's measured? It is complete BS. It's a complete bologna sandwich. I must be drunk. The screen is all blurry. Hopefully the screen is not blurry. Refreshed and clear again. You bet. You can't drink before you hand out candy. You're welcome. Russia cut off grain exports again. I usually don't play news events, but that's substantial. But you can also play it just from the technical perspective. Remember, the technicals can be played out via the macroeconomic news. By the way, I didn't go over with wheat. Wheat's at a cycle bottom, heading up, and on the daily, not yet at the top. So there's easily area to run up to this. There's easily still room to run from the cycle perspective also. All right. So that's where we sit. I hope everyone has a happy Halloween. There we go. It doesn't stand for Mario. It stands for Mike. Hit the Mike button. I am Mario, the Mike, the Deadhead, whatever. Is there anybody else on the old YouTube that does technical analysis in a tie-dye? You are welcome, Anissa. Thank you, everyone, for being there. I really appreciate all of you tuning in on Halloween. Happy Halloween, George. Later, Flufferman and crew. Thank you for being here, P-Dub. And I will see everyone tomorrow morning getting ready with the candy. Have a safe, wonderful, happy Halloween. Chat with you all later. Bye for now.